So I'm just going to give you a close-up of the paper really quick. Now, you're doing addition on both of these papers, and you see that there's a big blank box. On the box, your student is going to be able to draw a picture or use manipulatives. Now, I literally walked in my kitchen and I found two things that I thought would be a great resource for your child to use as a manipulative. And a manipulative is just something they can use in their hands to help them with the math. Now, at school, we use beans all the time. Like, I just found these in my kitchen. These are kind of bigger, but that's totally fine. I use pinto beans, dried pinto beans in our classroom at school, and we use those as counters. We've used them as ones before when we didn't have any. We've used them for everything you can imagine. I also walked in there and I found this box of cereal. You can use cereal as well with your child. We've used cereal a lot in our classroom. We've used it to count. We've used it to make hundreds. We've used it to make tens. We've used it for addition and subtraction. I mean, they should know how to use the cereal. Now, if you're worried about them eating them, then maybe you want to go for something like beans. So I've heard people say that they've used nuts before. Anything, and then if they get it right or if they're really focused, you can also give it to them as a treat when they get done. That's the fun part about using cereal. Now, on your paper for math today, it's basically 2 questions, but with 1 outcome. So you have 2 questions here for addition. So I'm going to read the problem to you. I didn't write it up here because I wanted to have plenty of room to be able to draw the picture and show you. But it says, yesterday there were 6 girls and 2 boys on the swings. Today there are 4 boys and 4 girls on the swings. How many children played on the swings each day? Now, on your packet, your child has two different boxes, and at the bottom they're labeled. So this is yesterday and this one's today. So that's what I did up here, yesterday and today. And the easiest way to do this is to just have your child draw a picture, a quick sketch. So I wrote the numbers up here. 6 girls and 2 boys. You can have your child circle it or underline it. Whenever we do these in class, I try to focus on just one day at a time. Because if you start focusing on both of the numbers in the same, at the same time, they can get really confused as to what the question's asking you. So 6 girls and 2 boys. I'm just going to draw a picture. Now you can draw an actual picture of 6 girls and 2 boys. Or you can draw a representation like we did with the circles and triangles the day before. So I'm just going to draw little stick figures. Now with your pictures, you want to make sure that it's consistent. So if they're going to draw stick figures for this one, they also need to draw stick figures for this one. They're going to draw circles and triangles. They need to do it over here. Now, if your child uses the manipulatives and they don't want to draw a picture, but they can answer the question that way, that's fine too. But our goal here is that they'll be able to draw the pictures eventually, or that they'll just even be able to say 6 plus 2 is 8 and be able to just know that math that quickly. But we are all about strategy in our math for right now. So we are just going to focus on these pictures and manipulatives. Now I have 6 girls. And now I need 2 boys. And like I said, stay focused on one side at a time. Don't have them draw the picture over here and then go straight over here and draw the picture. Because they need to understand what each question is asking them and what it's for. So I have 6 girls and 2 boys drawn, and my question is how many children played on the swings each day? So if we're doing each day, you're going to focus on adding this number of girls to this number of boys. So right now you are going to have 6 plus 6 girls plus 2 boys, and 6 plus 2 is 8. Then you're going to move on to the next question. So make sure that they have the picture, or if they're using beans or cereal, that they have that on their paper just so they can see it. And the most important part here is that they're writing their math equation. And there's actually a space at the bottom that has these lines for your child to be able to fill in their information. So the next part is 4 boys and 4 girls. Now notice that they did switch the way that they're saying girls and boys. So yesterday they said girls first and then boys, and today they're saying boys first and girls second. So that might be a little bit confusing, but just make sure that your child knows that the number is what we're looking at most importantly. So now we're going to draw 4 boys. And we're going to draw 4 girls. Now, they're doing the exact same thing. So they're going to look and they're going to say, wow, I got 4 boys. So my first number is going to be 4 plus 4 girls. And 4 plus 4 equals 8. So they want to know how many children played on the swings each day. So for yesterday, 8 children played on the swings. And for today, another 8 children played on the swings. Now you have a second question that is just like this one. They're going to be drawing the pictures. They're going to be asking them these questions. The only difference is that on this page right here is that the question at the end says, do Tom and Dee each have the same number of beads? This question is going to be very important because they're going to have to realize, are these numbers equal? So is having 8 children on the swings yesterday the same as having 8 children on the swings today? And I know that may seem super simple and kind of silly to ask, but a lot of times whenever the pictures look different, they might get it a little bit confused that the answers are different, and they're not. So just focus on the fact that 8 is the same thing as 8. 8 equals 8. And that actually will take us into what we're going to be doing for tomorrow.